Rod Ovitt here with another Take 5. We bring this to you every Monday through Saturday on this, our Facebook page for Rod Ovitt and also for Logos Institute of Biblical Studies. Glad to have you here. I want to jump right into things today. Was looking at a passage talking about the veiling of our faces. Very interesting passage found in 2 Corinthians 4. And it sort of springboards off of the story of Moses coming off the mountain with his face covered because of the glory of God. And Paul alludes to a veil that's constantly been between Israel and their God, and how that the veil was removed from the temple when Christ was crucified, and how the veil has been lifted for us to clearly see the grace of God now, not rules and regulations, but salvation through belief in Jesus Christ. And Paul, many times, he'll be writing something and he'll just throw in a little nugget out of nowhere. And I've found that many times when I follow up on those things, I learn a lot. And today is no exception. Right in the middle of this beginning of the chapter 4 in 2 Corinthians, Paul says this: "The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. For we do not preach ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake." And he's making a point, but now he's just introduced another thought that I want to look at today. The God of this age. And he uses the word aion, A-I-O-N, from the Greek. And that word aion conjures up some very interesting things. He's calling Satan the god of this age, the one who's in control of things here. And immediately we might be saying, well, hold it, I thought God was in charge. What do you mean, Satan in charge? Well, God is the creator God. His hand is on all things. He keeps everything under control. But for some reason, way above our pay grade, Satan has territorial agreement with God. Limited, but it's there. And it will have an expiration date. But for now, Satan is the god or ruler of this. And he uses the Greek word aion, A-I-O-N. And the aion, it's that atmosphere of evil that pervades the world. It's not just the literal physical surroundings we have. It's not just the gravity and the atmosphere that keeps us here on earth. He's saying that this system in which we live, this world system, is ruled by a specific individual, and that being none other than Satan himself. When Jesus gave the Lord's Prayer, as we call it, he comes to the part where he says, "And keep us from evil." And the word he uses there is not one that means keep us from just all kinds of bad things happening. When you use a Greek word, many times you will select a gender. And in this particular case, very specifically, when Jesus spoke, there was an implied masculine gender, which definitely meant that Jesus was saying, keep us from the evil one. There is a battle. In Ephesians 6:12, Paul talks about this. "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." He uses another interesting word. "For our struggles are not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers." Cosmocrator is the word he uses there. Cosmocrator is a word that really means someone that, is evil. Something that really pervades our existence with evilness. It's an authority. It's a rulership over this domain, and it's evil. So we have those there for a warning. I know it's tempting to just get up and act like everything's okay every day, and I hope it is for you. Nothing's better than taking a deep breath. Nothing's better than relaxing and kicking back. But if you are a believer today, then we have to know that our enemy seeks us. He's crawling around. He's looking at us. He's ready to pounce, as Peter says. He's like a roaring lion, ready to devour. So don't get bummed. Just get determined. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The victory is ours, but let's just not be naive about it. Let's put on our armor. Let's read the scriptures. Let's be prepared. And let's understand fully that we have been called into an army. And that takes discipline. It takes courage, strength, and it takes God. So you give him your day right now. I'm glad we could take this break together just so you could pray to God right now and say, Lord, thank you for asking that the evil one be kept from me. But I know he's out there, and I know he plays havoc with each one of us. So protect me, help me, give me strength, and I'll be careful to praise you, Lord Jesus. You do that, and you will set yourself up for a blessed day.